It's been super wet and nasty all day today.
Yes, it has. That fog is insane on the mountain.
Yeah, we moved from ice and sleet and the week before that snow to now everything's wet with rain.
Yep. And in the mid-50s.
Yeah.
Ain't that nuts?
Yeah. So on our last video, you guys saw us setting up that transfer switch.
Yes.
For the basement. So that way, if we ever do run out of power during the storms or anything, we got the generator hooked up so that way we can actually have power here in the basement. Everything will run smoothly without extension cords going through the windows and the doors and everywhere else.
Correct.
So what we didn't show you was it actually working. And to be honest with you, we haven't even tested it until today. We're gonna actually go ahead and test it right now.
So here is our transfer switch. Before I start on this is not a how-to. This is how I'm doing it. Every single device is different. I'm not a professional. I don't know exactly 100% what I'm doing, but I do know how to follow instructions very well. I do use the manual instructions. With your Reliance control transfer switch installed, it is not necessary to turn off any of your load center breakers when starting your generator, even when utility power is fully functional. This is because the double throw break before make action of the transfer switch prevents feeding generator power to the utility, and conversely prevents feeding the utility power back to your generator. So in that statement, all of these breakers I should not have to turn off. These are my mains. It is not necessary because the utility power cannot backfeed to the generator power, and controversially, this generator power cannot backfeed to this. This is the safety switch that you need in order to install it safely to your house. It would be the same thing if we actually attached it to our main here. We would have to have a nice switch that actually disconnects the utility power from the box, okay? So instead of having to jump through all that, we have a fun little easy aspect to where I don't really have to do anything, nor does my wife or my kids when they get older. All they gotta do is plug it in and follow these instructions. It's pretty simple, all right? Make sure that all switches in the Reliance control transfer switch are in the line position, okay? They're all in the line position. All these breakers are off. These breakers are for the generator. So I'm gonna need to turn those on. Plug the female end of your power cord into either the outdoor power inlet box or directly into the transfer switch, depending on how you installed your system. Well, my kit came with the one that goes outside. It doesn't fit into this space right here. If you got this and you only have that one, that's where you install it. Start your generator outdoors and let it warm up to a point when it is running evenly. Then you come back inside. It says, turn the toggle switches on your Reliance transfer switch to the gen position one at a time. All right, let's go on outside, check that plug it in, start that generator, come on down here and get this thing rolling. I've got my voltmeter. I'm gonna triple check my outlet box right here and make sure I don't have any volts coming through. I'm in the line position in the transfer switch, as well as all my breakers are on for the generator. It shouldn't be backfeeding or anything. It's not that one. I know that's the neutral. It's even giving me the negative, which means that there's definitely no power going. I'm going back and forth. So here's this plug, just like on the generator one. It's going to be a twist lock. So you plug it in, give it a little twist. It doesn't take much. It's like literally just a dink. That's twisted. Try to keep that dry. It is sprinkling outside a little. Alrighty, let's go start flipping some switches, I guess.
We're in for the moment of truth. We're going to find out if we would be without power in a moment of weakness, or if we would still be all juiced up.
Even though they say that I don't need to turn off my main power or anything else like that, I'm going to turn it off for this example. So that way, you all know we ain't lying.
Now we're in the dark, friends.
Yep. I can't.
Let me see about getting my phone out. Hold on, guys. I don't have my phone on me. Shoot. You got yours?
I got mine. All right, so all those are off, off, off. Everything's off. Come over here. Generator, just doing one at a time. Let it sort of settle and do the surges that it's going to do. I'm looking at these watts right here, trying to make sure that it's not going to jump up all crazy. Nothing looked like it was going crazy. That's going to be on that one. This one's going to be on this one. A little jump. This one's going to be on that one. Barely anything. Barely anything. Oh, there goes, that one was the fridge and freezer, so we're going to have the kick on and then boom. Look at that. We're barely pulling any watts at all.
That's exciting.
Barely anything. So everything is on. None of these tripped. That is all off. To the bedroom or to that side of the house because it's dark. I don't have. So we don't have all of.
Bathroom's on.
Okay, so we don't have all of everything on. Obviously, we got most of the important stuff. So we got this light. We got the fan. I'm hearing that kick in. I'm hearing the generator doing its thing. All right. We've got this area so we can use the restroom, which is nice. We've got in here in our living room or in our cellar, all that's working electrical wise, so that way we can have internet and everything else. This hall light ain't working, so maintenance, laundry room, and this off. In here, all these outlets should be working. The only thing that's not going to work are these lights, because when we turn it on, we're not going to be turning off the main breaker. Okay. Reason being, when the power does come on, these lights will turn on and tell us, hey, the power is back on. We can turn off our generator and start saving gas.
Yeah.
Our fridge is on. Our freezer is on, which means that our router is on.
Look, the microwave's on.
Microwave's on. I look back here. This thing's on. The stove is on.
Yeah.
So stove is on, microwave is on, and all that is on. Coffee pot, all that. So we got the main heater on in this living room area, this stone fireplace that we've got over there. Let's check this guy out. This heater should be able to turn on. It's going on, just turning it on to 2 for right now. So normally what we have it set on, this is plugged in with a whole bunch of other stuff as well, all off of this one dedicated. And that's basically it, minus this dehumidifier and plugging that in, which the dehumidifier, we're just going to have to run an extension cord and plug it in. It's not the biggest end of the deal or anything else like that.
When the power goes out, we could run the extension cord from the dehumidifier, which is right there, around this corner, and to that outlet right there.
I'm going to go ahead and turn this power on while that's running. Come on. Power is running. Turn on that light now. Yeah. All right, I can turn this light off on my phone. So now we've got power running off of here. We got power running in the generator, everything else. Now the shutdown is basically the exact opposite. All right, so I'm gonna come over here, start going down the line, flipping down to line, because the line is what's in here. I'm no longer on the generator. My voltage and my wattage has dropped. We are not backfeeding like I said, so there's no worry. It's pretty easy. Now all I got to go do is turn off the generator, unplug it all, grab that cord, bring it back inside, store it inside so it doesn't get all screwed up or anything. That's it. So for this to be as beneficial as I'm hoping it to be, Melanie, if I were gone and if power is out and you need power, we got the generator, we got everything set up. How do you do this?
You just want to make sure I know how to do it, don't you?
Yeah, I do want to make sure that you know how to do it, but I also, you know, it's the reason why we made it as easy as possible, and I love that they make something this simple and it's not complicated or crazy.
Alright, so if the power was completely off and I was here with the kids by myself, I would not touch this guy at all. I would come into here, I would flip this thing open, make sure that everything is down on the line. Since we're not using it, I'm assuming that it would be. I'd check it anyway, and then I'd go outside. I would turn on the generator and make sure that it's all plugged in. So I'd plug in the wire from the house to the generator first, and then I would turn the generator on, make sure that it's all topped off with gas, everything's good to go. Then I'd come back in here inside the basement, I'd come back to this, and all I would have to do is flip them one by one up to generator, and I should be good to go.
That's it.
That's it.
That's it.
That's it.
That's it.
I can do it.
Now that we have the transfer switch working, we know it's working correctly and how it needs to be, we need to go shut that guy down. We have a couple of other things that we need to tackle, like the water.
Yeah, we got a water situation, friends.
Yeah. It's our well water.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's pretty brown.
But luckily for us, we were reached out and partnered with SimPure water filters to actually find a solution for this water situation that we find ourselves in. And they also offered to sponsor today's video. So thanks a lot, SimPure, for sponsoring today's video and for hooking us up with a solution for our dirty well water.
Oh yes, because it is definitely full of some sediment there.
Yeah, it's pretty nasty. We've actually got this beautiful product, which is the SimPure Whole House Water Filtration System. Now, it didn't actually come looking like this. It came in the box, and Gary had to do a little bit of assembling, right?
Yep, I had to go and get some extra pieces. Had to get a couple of threaded fittings where it's a male and male, so I can get into this threaded and this threaded side, as well as on the inside to try to bring in this space because our filter house isn't so big. And of course, everything is Teflon taped. And then I also put a union right here, so that way, if anything happens and I need to get in here, replace something, I can take off this piece right here. So each filter system actually is going to come with this container right here that will actually house the filter. You're going to have an O-ring as well as the filter head, and it'll give you a little filter wrench, the attachment screws for the attachment plate for the top side.
Yeah, this guy right here, guys.
So with that, they'll also have the filter cartridges. It does come with Teflon threaded tape, as well as these are the special fittings that if you have PEX or CPVC or anything else like that, you are able to actually go ahead and sweat it to copper, whatever you need to do, fit it to PEX, fit it to CPVC. It actually comes with all those, so it's easy to install. And as you guys can see here, they tell you to wrap it with Teflon tape. They give you Teflon tape, so
Yeah, you definitely need to be doing that.
you got to, it's water.
Yep.
Now it shows you what the length is and what you need to do to get it to mount any other way that you want, anchor wise.
So as you guys can see through the manual, it's very easy to set up. Now let's actually get this thing hooked up so we can clean our dirty water.
Yes, because it is starting to rain a little bit more. But thankfully, you know what? We're dealing with plumbing that's already going to be wet and water everywhere. Why does it matter that it's raining, right?
Water's wet.
Water's wet. So one big, huge benefit, not only you get 2 filters on this kit, it comes with the sediment filter. All right. So what this does is before it gets into the filters, all that sediment that's inside our well, that nasty clay and minerals and whatnot that makes our water brown, it will catch it before it even gets to the filter system. So that will actually help the life of our filters throughout the life of our filter system. This is a really, really, really awesome kit. I'm really happy about this. Let's get this thing in there so we can see how good it really does. I'll open this guy up, and it's bone dry in here.
She dry.
She is bone dry.
All right, Gary, so looking in here, what do we got going on right now, baby? How's all this working?
What we need to do now is turn off this water. Now we have turned off the water to the house. I'm gonna go inside, open up all the cold water, turn off the cold water to our hot water supply. You'll see why in a minute. And get all that water out from here as much as I can so I can come over here and start cutting this and getting prepped to install this filter.
5 minutes later.
So what I'm gonna do here, because I'm not 100% sure on where I'm going to have this, I'm gonna try to cut it as close to this elbow as I can, because I can always cut off more. Here comes the water. Ooh. Ooh. That is not a good sound. It cracked. I got this cut. I'm not happy that it cracked like that with the cut. We're just gonna have to really keep an eye on this guy and make sure that once we go to install, we're not having any leaks before we say, oh. I'm trying to cut it as far up as I can. And I'm trying to go easy into it and let the blade sort of, ooh. All right. Following the flow, in, going in, out, in, out. There. So now that I have that back out, I can now cut this where I need it to be. I'm having a big issue because it's all so brittle. I'm afraid that when I go to cut this where I need it to be, it might break on me. Only other thing I can think of to try not to let it break on me is using the oscillating tool.
It doesn't appear to have cracked.
Well, now is the time to really see. Let's inspect, see if there's any cracking. Ooh, thank goodness. So now that I've got that cut, and thankfully it doesn't look like it's cracked, only time's gonna tell though, I've got to go ahead and clean off all the burrs and everything, which is what I'm doing right now. Get this thing primed, glued, and get this guy in there. And glue this top side. It's gonna run down. There are ways that you can keep it clean and whatnot. Me personally, I don't really care. It shows me and tells me I did not forget to prime it or glue it in that spot. So I'm gonna glue this, and I'm gonna tack on a lot on the insides of these, more definitely than I probably should. But I'm not gonna be able to really twist these like how you're supposed to. So I'm hoping, and I'm relying on this glue and that primer to do what it's supposed to do. Now I'm gonna come over here, set that over there, set that on there, give her a nice healthy push down and hold.
Use all your might. Hercules, Hercules, Hercules.
So now I just gotta get that guy attached. So while we are waiting on that to dry and for us to check out that filter system, make sure that we're not having any leaks in there and moving forward and whatnot, there is another thing with our water that we're gonna have to do that we definitely want to make sure is all nice and cleaned out. So at the bottom of this water heater is the drain valve right there. And all you gotta do is hook up a hose to it. Here we are. Now it's starting, ooh, I can smell it. Can you smell that?
Ew.
Oh. It just smells really minerally. I don't know how to describe it. It looks like we're getting some sediment. Look how like
Orangey that is.
Orangey it is. And I've got grit in my hand right now.
Oh, I can see it.
Let me wash that away a bit. You see that grit? You can peel the grit. That's the sediment. That's what's been going, pushing through into our water tanks and our hot water heater that I want to get out. So let's go turn on the water, go triple check with that filter, and make sure we're not leaking anywhere. I'm gonna want to, oh yeah, that was off. Because I just had the pressure relieved off of that guy. Makes me happy. All right, well, here comes nothing. I have got this on. Got it in the drain so that way all the water pressure from this guy isn't gonna just go to everything as well. And that should be draining out of that guy. Let me turn that on fully now. Slowly just going.
That water's coming out brown from the pipe.
Okay. Got a little air in this guy still, so I should be, ooh, you see how that guy sprayed?
Yeah.
Like that? That's a pressure relief. So I'm trying to get all that pressure out of there. I'm gonna come over here, make sure I got any pressure. I'm not spraying anything out of that. I am not seeing anything that I should be really concerned about. Everything is really dry. It's a little cloudy, so I'm not gonna hate on it or expect it to be cleared away right away when it says it takes a little while for everything to settle in.
Right now the water is smelling a lot better though. Like it doesn't have a smell to it at all.
No, the minerals it seems like are gone.
Yeah. So you guys might be wondering, have we been drinking that water this whole time? Yeah, and the answer is yes, but no. So this right here is our SimPure tabletop water filter, and this is how we've been getting all of our clean drinking water for the last several months. Very easy to use. You just take a cup, set it down right there, and then it has all of these touchscreen buttons. For a cup this size, I'm going to use the center button, which is 350 milliliters. It's actually filtering the water right now with UV filter, as well as some other filters in the back. And it's getting it ready for me to drink.
Now that water is crystal clear.
Yes, and it tastes amazing. It tastes better than bottled water, in my opinion.
Yes, it is absolutely good. It's got the filter system, as well as it goes through a UV filter, so we know that all the bacteria is gone.
Yes. Now this guy is really easy to use. Essentially, this back portion right here flips up like that. You get this nifty tub, and then you fill this guy up, which if you look inside it, you can see all of that orange and all of that minerals, and it filters it from looking like that to that clean drinking water that we just drank.
Yeah, that's pretty nuts. That's pretty crazy.
Yep.
It actually has a warning and tells you, hey, change the filter or change the water. It's telling us, hey, change the water because there's
no water to
container
it.
there.
Yeah.
So it's really nice, and it tells you what you need to do. It's got a flushing mechanism so you can flush it out and everything and sort of save the filters a little bit, but it's really, really nice.
Honestly, we just took this thing out of the box, put the filter inside it, and set it there, and we've been using it this whole time, so.
Yep.
It's a great product, guys. I'm really excited to see how the whole house filtration system setup works for us. I know that we're going to be seeing a great improvement in our water.
Yes.
I can already tell a difference. Even though it looks a little cloudy, I can tell the difference in the way that it smells, the way that it feels. Yeah. Yeah.
And see, and that's the craziest thing to me about, you know, this tabletop unit. I smell this top part, and
Right.
then, you know, I smell what came out. There's no smell. There's no nothing.
No, it's like perfectly
You smell
clean.
this, and it's like, oh,
Yeah.
whoa, you know, and this, no smell, perfectly clean, and no taste, no anything. To where if I try to drink this out of here, that's how I'm gonna be. I drink this, and I'm all, wow, that's water.
Yeah.
That's perfect water right there.
That's crispy clean. Anthony and Roxanne Country Road Cure, they actually have this same setup and it works wonderfully for their house. So I have zero doubts that it's going to work out great for us.
Yeah.
But I wanted to give a huge shout out and thank you again to SimPure Water Filtration System for not only sponsoring today's video, but hooking our family up with some good, clean water. If you guys are in the market for a whole house system, or maybe you just need a small tabletop unit like this, go ahead and check out the link that's down in the description below, or also pinned to the top of the comments section. They're a great company. We totally support them, and I think that you guys are going to love them as well. But guys, it's about that time of the day. It is dark. Kids are home. We need to get some dinner going on. But I want to thank you guys so much for being with us. Thank you again to SimPure for hooking us up, and we will get back with you guys. Hopefully the weather will clear up and we'll be getting back to some other things building wise up there. But if not, we got more things we got to work on around here. So I hope you guys stay tuned. So until the next video, guys, we love y'all and we hope you have a good one.
And we'll catch you on the next one.
Bye, you guys.
Later.